The Las Vegas Raiders suffered a tough 41-24 loss to the Washington Commanders in Week 3, and this game left many questions swirling for the Silver and Black. The loss was shocking not just in score but in how many facets of their game sputtered, revealing deep issues especially on offense that could hamper their 2025 season ambitions. Let's dive in and unpack what went wrong, what it means, and how the Raiders' story fits in the larger tapestry of their storied franchise. A rough night at Northwest Stadium. The Raiders entered that game with hope but walked away battered and bruised. Geno Smith, the quarterback brought in to steady the ship, found himself pressured relentlessly by the Commanders' defense, suffering 5 sacks and being pressured on nearly 59% of his passing plays. Running back Ashton Jeanty, the team's promising rookie, showed flashes of grit with 63 yards on 17 carries, but the offensive line failed to open up consistent running lanes all night. The Commanders' defense turned the Raiders' offensive front into what one analyst described as a wet paper sack, dominating the line of scrimmage and setting the tone for Washington's triumph. Coach Pete Carroll didn't shy away from accountability after the game. He acknowledged that the Raiders must find a better balance between the run and pass game to avoid being knocked around. Early in the game, the Raiders couldn't establish their running game, and that put too much pressure on the passing attack that was constantly under siege. Carroll praised Jeanty's toughness and drive, but he was clear. The offensive line needs to improve immediately if Las Vegas wants to compete in this ultra-competitive AFC West division and beyond. The offensive line, Achilles' heel. Since the beginning of the 2025 season, the Raiders' offensive line has been a glaring weak spot. Allowing 12 sacks through just 3 games ranks them near the bottom league-wide, with only the Tennessee Titans allowing more. Not only is their quarterback under siege, but the inability to create rushing lanes has limited their running backs to one of the worst rushing averages in the league, a painful 3.1 yards per carry. This struggling trench battle contrasts sharply with Las Vegas offseason moves, where the front office, led by new GM John Spytek, and head coach Pete Carroll worked hard to revamp the roster and implement a new, dynamic scheme. They brought in Smith and Jeanty, and offensive coordinator Chip Kelly had a vision to resurrect the offense. Yet, the biggest unresolved issue is still the offensive line cohesion and talent, highlighted by rookie transitions and underperforming veterans like Jordan Meredith's move to center and DJ Glaze's challenges at right tackle. A look back, Raiders' legacy and struggles. It's worth remembering the Raiders' legendary past to understand the weight of this season's struggles. Founded in Oakland in 1960, the Raiders have a rich history marked by toughness, iconic players like Marcus Allen and Howie Long, and one of the most devoted fan bases known as Raider Nation. Their move to Las Vegas in 2020 marked a new chapter, bringing a state-of-the-art Allegiant Stadium and an opportunity to build a contender in a fiercely competitive division. Their rivalry battles against the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, and Denver Broncos form the heart of the AFC West drama. These games aren't just about wins and losses, they are about pride, tradition, and legacy. The Raiders' drought from playoff victories and division titles, stretching over 2 decades, looms large, and every offseason is charged with anticipation that this could be the turnaround year. Player spotlights and expert voices. Despite the loss woes, there are beacons of hope shining through the roster. Ashton Jeanty, a rookie with a relentless motor, offers a glimpse of the future in the backfield. His 63 yards last Sunday came in a game where his offensive line was consistently pushed back. His determination has already caught the eye of teammates and analysts alike. Geno Smith, no stranger to adversity, has been thrust into a high-pressure role with little protection. Pro Football Focus highlighted that despite the sack pressure, Smith kept his composure, completing passes under duress and trying to keep drives alive. His veteran presence will be critical as the Raiders seek to find rhythm and confidence. Fictional quote from Coach Carroll after the game illustrates the mindset in the locker room. "We see the challenges, and we own them. But we also see the opportunity. This team has heart and talent, and when our line gets healthy and cohesive, there's nothing we can't do. We're going to fix this." Tactical analysis. What needs to change? From a strategic standpoint, the Raiders must shore up their offensive line, not just in personnel but in technique and scheme execution. The Raiders' current issue isn't just about who's on the field, but how they function as a unit. Better pass protection will give Geno Smith time to find deep threats like Brock Bowers, their rising tight end star who led all rookie tight ends in receiving yards last season. Furthermore, successful mixing of run and pass plays will keep opposing defenses guessing. The absence of a true ground game early against the Commanders meant Las Vegas became one-dimensional and predictable. This allowed Washington's defense to cheat up and wreak havoc on the Raiders' pass protection. Defensively, the Raiders have some potent weapons, including Maxx Crosby, one of the league's premier pass rushers, who keeps their defense competitive. However, the sheer number of points given up in just this one game paints a cautionary tale that more consistency and depth are needed on that side of the ball too. Predictions and playoff implications. Looking ahead, the Raiders are at a crossroads. They have the talent core and coaching experience to improve, but if the offensive line issues persist, their 2025 campaign could spiral into another frustrating year. With the AFC West being one of the toughest divisions, with the Chiefs and Chargers fielding potent offenses, every game is a must-win. The loss to the Commanders serves as a wake-up call. To make the playoffs for the first time since 2021, the Raiders must fix their trenches, trust their playmakers, and execute a more balanced, dynamic offense. With Pete Carroll's veteran leadership and John Spytek's talent evaluation, there's optimism, but the margin for error is razor-thin. Raider Nation, rallying behind the silver and black. For the loyal Raider Nation, this journey is about more than just wins and losses. It's about passion, resilience, and loyalty. The echoes of Al Davis's "Just win, baby" mantra still reverberate through Allegiant Stadium. Fans have seen legendary moments, from Super Bowl victories to heartbreaking losses, and continue to pack the stadium and cheer, no matter the score. As the Raiders prepare for their next game against the Chicago Bears, the call to action is clear for all silver and black fans out there. Stay loud, stay proud, and keep believing. This team has shown flashes of brilliance, and with some adjustments, can turn this season around. Closing thoughts. So, while the Raiders' Week 3 loss to the Washington Commanders was a sobering reminder of challenges, it's far from the end of the story. The grit of players like Ashton Jeanty, the steady hand of Geno Smith, and the strategic mind of Pete Carroll suggest a team ready to fight through adversity. As the season unfolds, Raider Nation will be watching closely, knowing that true champions are forged in the toughest battles. Keep tuned, keep cheering, and get ready for some exciting football ahead. Go Raiders!